You are watching Macro TV, and we are busy with the applications of the IS-LMBP model. This is Study Unit 2 and Chapter 4 in Fourie and Berger. With all these, we start with a recipe for analyzing an internal or external disturbance. You want to determine what is the primary effect of that initial change, and then see how that is limited by the secondary internal effect. The next step is to move on to the adjustment of the balance of payments position. This occurs via the money supply and the exchange rate. Now, in this example, we're looking at the case of an upswing in the US economy. So it goes well in the US economy, and that means an increase in imports from South Africa. Or from the South African side, it means an increase in exports to the US. And that's a very positive thing. What is the impact of such a change on the macroeconomy? Now, I'll quickly talk you through the graph. The primary effect of an increase in exports is that the difference between exports and imports are now increased. So you have a current account surplus, and this moves the balance of payments curve, the BP, to the right, from BP0 to BP1. And this is the only case in which the BP curve moves in the initial go. So when there's an upswing or when there's a downswing in the world economy, it moves the BP initially. Because exports increased, that means it's also an increase in spending and an increase in income, immediately moving the IS curve to the right, from IS0 to IS1. You can see this is a different story from the monetary policy or the fiscal policy effect. Now, this expansion caused by increased exports are limited in the following ways. Because income increases, the money demand increases, interest rates are pushed up, investment is decreased, spending is decreased, and income is decreased slightly. Because incomes are decreased slightly, imports are also decreased, and the current account position is even more positive. Because interest rates are higher, that means there's an inflow of capital into the financial account, and the net effect of both the current account surplus and the financial account surplus is that the balance of payments is in a surplus position. Now, this would be where you have the new IS1, the original LM0, and that puts us somewhere over there, with the BP curve having moved to the right. The new equilibrium shows a surplus on the balance of payments. Now, the adjustment of that surplus works like in all other cases. If there's a surplus on the balance of payments, that means there is an increase in the money supply, moving the LM curve to the right, from LM0 to LM1. This pushes down interest rates, increases investment, increases spending, and increases income. But because incomes are higher, imports are also increased by a bit. That means that the current account surplus is reduced by some. Because interest rates are lower, that means that there's less of a capital inflow, and the financial account surplus is also reduced, in total reducing the balance of payment surplus, bringing us closer back to the BP curve. That surplus position means there's a net inflow of money into the economy, an excess demand for rand, which causes the rand to appreciate. That means a reduction in exports, an increase in imports, and a reduction in the current account position. The end result is that because exports and imports are part of what makes up the spending components that goes into the IS curve, IS now moves back towards the left a little bit, so from IS1 to IS2, and the BP curve, which also has in its components exports and imports, moves to the left from BP1 to BP2, bringing the economy back into equilibrium on LM1, IS2, and BP2. The net effect of this new equilibrium is an increase in income, but also an increase in interest rates. So this upswing in the US economy caused the South African economy to grow, but also pushed up our interest rates by a bit. So this is an external shock that occurs, this upswing of the US economy causing our exports to increase, but it's expansionary. So the end result is the higher income and the higher interest rate. We typically ask you to explain this with the aid of a diagram. So you need to be able to draw this and explain all the different steps that occurs in this process.